Welcome to Alabama, or as I like to call it, the armpit of America. Now don't get me wrong, Alabama has its charm, but it's a charm that comes with a side of sweat and a sprinkle of confusion. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving headfirst into the sweaty, swampy, and slightly suspicious world of Alabama. It's a place where the air is thick enough to cut with a knife and the locals have stories that could fill a library. Now I know what you're thinking. Alabama? What's so bad about Alabama? Well, let me tell you, it's not just the heat that gets to you. It's the feeling of stepping into a time warp where modern conveniences are optional and the past is ever present. Oh honey, buckle up. We're about to embark on a journey through a land where the humidity is higher than a giraffe's eyebrow, and the mosquitoes are rumored to carry off small children. It's a place where you can experience 4 seasons in a single day, and none of them are pleasant. Get ready to explore a state where football is more of a religion than a sport, and the local dialect sounds like a cross between a wind chime and a death metal growl. The passion for the game here is unmatched, and the accents? Well, let's just say they're as thick as the gravy on your biscuits. We're going deep into the heart of Alabama, and trust me, you'll want to pack bug spray, a dictionary, and maybe even a hazmat suit. The bugs here are relentless, the language is colorful, and the adventures are endless. This is going to be good. So grab your gear, keep your sense of humor handy, and let's dive into the wild, wonderful, and weird world of Alabama together. You won't want to miss a single moment of this journey. Alright folks, let's talk about the weather in Alabama, specifically the summer. Now if you've never experienced an Alabama summer, let me paint you a picture. Imagine, if you will, stepping outside your front door and immediately being engulfed in a wall of heat and humidity so thick you could cut it with a knife. It's like walking into a steam room but without the luxury of being able to leave whenever you want. That's Alabama in July, my friends. The sun blazes down with an intensity that makes you question your life choices, and the air feels like it's hugging you in the most uncomfortable way possible. The air is heavy, the sweat is real, and your glasses will fog up faster than you can say, sweet iced tea. Every breath feels like you're inhaling through a wet blanket. Seriously, you could build a sauna in your backyard, and it would be redundant. Why spend money on a sauna when Mother Nature provides one for free? The humidity here is legendary. It's the kind of humidity that makes you feel like you're swimming through the air. You can almost see the moisture hanging in the atmosphere. We're talking 100% humidity on a good day. On a bad day, well, let's just say, you might start to grow gills. Your hair will frizz, your clothes will stick to you like a second skin, and you'll start to question whether you're made of flesh and bone or just a giant walking sponge. It's a constant battle to stay dry and comfortable. But hey, at least you'll be hydrated, right? With all the sweating you'll be doing, drinking water becomes a full-time job. So, grab your water bottle, embrace the sweat, and welcome to an Alabama summer. Now, let's talk about the local wildlife, shall we? Specifically, the mosquitoes. These tiny creatures might seem insignificant at first glance, but don't be fooled. They play a much bigger role in our daily lives than we might like to admit. These aren't your average, run-of-the-mill, annoying buzz-in-your-ear mosquitoes. No, these are a different breed altogether. They have a way of making their presence known, and once you encounter them, you'll never forget it. Oh no, these are Alabama mosquitoes. They thrive in the warm, humid climate, and they seem to have developed a taste for human blood that is unmatched by any other mosquito species. They're bigger, they're badder, and they're thirsty for your blood. Imagine a mosquito bite that doesn't just itch but feels like a tiny vampire has latched onto you. That's what we're dealing with here. I'm not kidding. These things are practically the size of hummingbirds. You might think I'm exaggerating, but when you see one up close, you'll understand the comparison. Their sheer size is enough to make anyone uneasy. You don't just get bitten by an Alabama mosquito, you get full-on assaulted. It's like they have a personal vendetta against you. One moment you're enjoying the outdoors, and the next, you're in a battle for your sanity. And the buzzing? Forget about it. It's not just an annoying sound, it's a constant reminder that you're being hunted. The noise is so loud and persistent that it can drive you to the brink of madness. It's less of a buzz and more of a low-flying aircraft approaching for landing. You can hear them coming from a mile away, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. Word on the street is that these mosquitoes have been known to carry off small pets and unattended picnic baskets. While that might be a bit of an exaggeration, it certainly feels like they could if they wanted to. So yeah, invest in some industrial-strength bug spray and maybe consider wearing a beekeeper suit when you venture outside. It's not just about comfort, it's about survival. In Alabama, the mosquitoes are not just a nuisance, they're a force to be reckoned with. Let's talk about the state religion of Alabama, shall we? No, it's not Christianity, though you'd be forgiven for thinking so. It's football, my friends. Specifically Alabama Crimson Tide football. Down here, football isn't just a sport, it's a way of life. People bleed crimson and white, they name their children after legendary coaches, they plan their weddings around the Iron Bowl, and God forbid you say anything even remotely critical of the Tide, you'll be run out of town faster than you can say Bear Bryant. Oh, and did I mention Auburn? Yeah, there's another team. They're like the red-headed stepchild of Alabama football, they have their fans, but let's be real, it's all about the Tide. Remember that brand new car you just bought? Well, in Alabama, it's got a shelf life shorter than a carton of milk left out in the sun. That's right, folks. The humidity here is so intense it'll turn your car into a rusty relic faster than you can say depreciation. You see that shiny chrome? Gone. That pristine paint job? Peeling. That new car smell? Replaced by the pungent aroma of metal decay. And don't even get me started on outdoor furniture. You're better off carving your patio set out of stone because anything else is just asking for a rust-induced makeover. Now let's delve into the fascinating and often confusing world of Alabama history. You see those historical markers scattered around the state? The ones that say here, in 18-something, something vaguely interesting might have happened? Yeah, well, take those with a grain of salt. Alabama history is like a game of telephone played by people who may or may not have been paying attention. It's full of inaccuracies, embellishments, and outright fabrications. But hey, who needs historical accuracy when you've got a good story, right? Living on the Gulf Coast has its perks. Beautiful beaches, fresh seafood, and hurricanes. Lots and lots of hurricanes. It's like clockwork. Every summer, the good people of Alabama engage in a delicate dance with Mother Nature, hoping she won't decide to unleash her fury on their coastal towns. But let's be real, it's only a matter of time before another hurricane comes knocking, and when it does, you've got three choices: rebuild, relocate, or just accept your fate and start drinking. Let's talk about the Alabama accent, shall we? It's like a beautiful symphony of vowels stretched out longer than a Southern Baptist sermon, and consonants that disappear faster than a plate of biscuits at a family reunion. Trying to understand someone with a thick Alabama accent is like trying to decipher ancient hieroglyphics. You'll nod your head and smile politely, all the while desperately hoping they're not asking you to explain the infield fly rule. Alabama is blessed with beautiful rivers and lakes just begging you to take a dip and cool off from that oppressive heat. But before you grab your swimsuit and dive in, let me give you a little word of advice. Watch out for the alligators. That's right, folks. Alabama is home to a healthy population of alligators, and they aren't afraid of a little thing like a no swimming sign. So if you're feeling brave, or foolish, go ahead and take a swim. But don't say I didn't warn you. Let's talk about Alabama cuisine, shall we? If you like fried food, you're in luck. Because in Alabama, if it ain't fried, it ain't food. We're talking fried chicken, fried catfish, fried okra, fried pickles, fried green tomatoes. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to fry sweet tea. And don't even get me started on the portion sizes. They're not kidding around down here. You'll be rolling out of the restaurant with enough leftovers to feed a small army. Life in Alabama moves at a different pace. It's slower, more relaxed, and some might say downright glacial. There's a certain charm to it, sure, but if you're used to the hustle and bustle of big city life, it can be a bit of an adjustment. In Alabama, there's no need to rush. Traffic jams are rare, deadlines are more like suggestions, and the only thing people are in a hurry to do is get to the lake for some fishing and sweet tea. Well, folks, there you have it. A whirlwind tour through the good, the bad, and the downright bizarre world of Alabama. From the sweltering heat to the bloodthirsty mosquitoes, from the questionable history to the deep-fried everything, Alabama is a state that's sure to leave a lasting impression. So, have I convinced you to steer clear of this southern enigma, or are you already booking tickets to visit this peculiar paradise?